This is the 2026 Lenovo Legion 9i, spec'd with a beefy Intel Core Ultra 9 275HX processor, and honestly, it might be the best looking 18-inch gaming laptop you can buy right now. But there's a version of it I'm gonna tell you about, because right now you might not wanna buy it, and you gotta stick with me here, because the benchmarks back this up in a way I generally did not expect when I started testing this machine. But I'll be straight with you, Lenovo and Intel did sponsor this video. I've been running this thing through everything for the last week or so, and there are some things in here that generally are amazing. So here's the thing you need to understand about the 2026 model. There's basically no difference from the 2025 version except for one thing. Like, it has the same RAM limit of 192 gigabytes, same drive, same ports, same display options, same keyboard, same generation number of 10. The one thing that did change, they added an optional CPU, the new Intel Core Ultra 9 290HX Plus. And look, this is a specific kind of laptop. This is the one you buy when you want to move around a little bit, but you want the closest thing to a desktop replacement you can actually carry. That's the whole thing. So is it heavy? Yeah, 7.72 pounds, 8.27 if you get the 3D display option. You feel that pulling it out of your bag, but that weight is buying you proper performance and the biggest display you can get on a laptop. Because this thing does not look like anything else on the market. Everything out there is your general black or silver. This is aluminum top and bottom. But then you've got this forged carbon lid and it feels soft, almost soft touch. But here's my favorite fun fact. The carbon pattern is different on every single Legion 9i. You can line up 5 of them on the table and those little speckles would sit in different spots on every single one. Yours is literally one of a kind. Now this hinge, one of the best I have ever used, period. No wobble, no flex, one hand open and it's just solid. I mean, like, come on, look at this thing. Like, that is barely moving at all. Most laptops have a little bit of wiggle room. Nothing feels cramped, which is the whole point of an 18-inch machine. The display almost goes all the way flat so you can slide it under a monitor. You have a full-size keyboard, numeric keypad. You have the ability to change every single key to whatever color you want. And there's around 1.6 millimeters of travel with Lenovo's recessed keycaps. And it just feels really good to type on. And no, it's not a mechanical keyboard. Now, there is no fingerprint scanner, but you do have Windows Hello facial recognition to quickly log you in. And the touchpad's mechanical, not haptic at this price. I would love haptic, but honestly, most of you are docking this thing on a desk anyway, so it's more of a minor nitpick. All right, now you're looking at the webcam on the Lenovo Legion 9i. I'm shooting at 1440p at 30 frames per second. Based on what I'm seeing, it seems to be okay. Obviously, you guys let me know. More importantly, how does the audio sound? Oh, and the power button up top changes color depending on your performance profile, which I want to give a quick note about. Like, if you don't have it plugged in, you can only change it between quiet and balanced. But if you do plug it in, you can go from quiet, balanced, performance, all the way up to your custom modes. And because it's big, you get ports, lots of ports. On the left side, you have one USB-A, you have your 2.5 gigabit Ethernet jack. Just be careful with these things. They can sometimes snap off, so just open it nicely. And then you have 2 Thunderbolt 5 ports. You have your combo audio jack. On the back, you got the power connector, plus you have your HDMI port. And then on the right-hand side, you have 2 USB-A ports, full-size SD card slot, another Type-C port. This is not Thunderbolt. This is just 10 gigabits per second. And of course, your switch to turn the webcam on and off. And real quick, the SKU that I'm testing, because it matters for everything coming up, the brain of this thing is the Intel Core Ultra 9 275HX processor. You pair it with an NVIDIA RTX 5090 laptop GPU, 18-inch display that can change to different resolutions and refresh rates, a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD, and you just have a monster of a laptop. And look, the display, this is probably the most interesting part of this entire laptop. And I know some of you guys are gonna push back on this a little bit, but I wanna give you the full picture here. And look, it's a dual native 18-inch panel, meaning you can flip a setting and it physically switches between 4K at 240 Hertz and Full HD Plus at 440 Hertz. Best of both worlds. And I've gamed on 440 Hertz. It feels so good. You know that feeling you get going from 60 to 120? That's the same sort of feeling you get going from, let's say, 144 to 440. It's just like another world of tracking. And one of the biggest questions I always get is, how's the text at Full HD Plus? Well, because it's native, it actually looks great. Obviously, it's not going to be as razor sharp as native 4K, but genuinely good. But there is a catch, and you know, some of you might be talking about this. It is an IPS panel, not OLED, not mini LEDs. So your peak brightness just isn't going to touch what those panels can do. and response time is going to be around 7 to 8 milliseconds, which is generally better than Mini LED, but not as good as the 0.03 you'd find on most OLEDs today. But, and this is the part people miss all the time, the SDR brightness hits about 573 nits, which is really good. For an IPS panel, that's actually really bright. So in real use, it holds up way better than it sounds. And look, the panel does support HDR, but the peak brightness is a bit too low in my books to call it true HDR. Now I do have one annoyance, and finding the toggle to switch back and forth is a little bit hidden. Like you go into Legion space, you hover over the HSR option. It's not an obvious thing for most normal users, so hopefully Lenovo can update their software to bring it more to the force center so people can see it. And look, same deal for the mux switch, right? Like when you're switching between hybrid and dedicated GPU, it requires a restart. And look, if you're a 3D artist, there's a 3D display option. Now, not for me, but it is a niche feature for individuals that work in that space. So if that's important to you, the weight will increase, but at least your display can show 3D on it. Now, there are 6 speakers in here and they get loud, like loud enough they basically drown out the fans while you're gaming. And it's a good thing because this thing can really get some nice sound out. Speaking of fan noise, it tops out at about 58 decibels on extreme mode, which is lower than a lot of laptops that go over 60. But if you live in performance mode, like most of the time I do, the loudest it gets is 53. For an 18-inch gaming laptop, that's very respectable. Drop it to balanced or quiet, and it's a totally different experience if you're okay giving up a little performance. Now, we gotta get serious here because this is where it gets even more interesting. The Intel Core Ultra 9275HX has been out since last year. Like we know what it can do already. And the chassis on this thing gives it room to breathe. I also threw in a laptop running that newer 290HX Plus so you can see exactly how they stack up. In Cinebench R26 multi-core, the 9i lands at 7,317. The 290HX Plus pulls ahead at almost 9,000. Single core, same story, 526 to 568. And in Firefox Compile, my compile test, the 290HX Plus finishes in 20 minutes versus 27 on this Legion. In speedometer, the Intel Core Ultra 9 290HX Plus wins again. Obvious, right? On paper, the expensive chip is winning. That's what you'd expect. And I want you to keep this in your head because then you get to the apps people actually buy this thing for, like Adobe Photoshop. The 9i, the cheaper 275HX, scores 11,426. The 290HX Plus, just under 10,000. The cheaper chip wins. The 9i hits 128,214 in Premiere Pro. The 290HX Plus, a little bit lower. The more expensive CPU is faster in the quick synthetic test and slower in the sustained creative workloads you'd actually pay for. Now listen, this is inside the Lenovo Legion Pro 7i, a smaller chassis in a 16-inch form factor. I'm sure the 290HX Plus inside the Legion 9i would be a different story. Now, GPU stuff is just a monster, by the way. And like Steel Nomad and Time Spy are basically neck and neck between the two. Blender using Monster, Jung Shop, Classroom, it all flies. The RTX 5090 is definitely not the bottleneck anywhere. Battery life, and this is what really surprised me because I didn't think this thing would get more than 3 hours. It actually got almost 7 hours of use. And for an 18-inch laptop with all this power, it's more than fine. Like, you're obviously not buying this to be unplugged all day, but if you absolutely need to get some general productivity done, you can totally do it unplugged. But here's the test I actually care about because this is why you buy the bigger chassis. Now I loaded up OBS and started recording. I fired up Marvel Rivals, threw Microsoft Edge in the background with a pile of tabs. And then, while gaming and recording, I started rendering a 4K file in DaVinci Resolve, a nasty one, tons of layers, weird formats, the kind of project that punishes a system. And look, I was still getting over 80 FPS in game. Did the frames dip when the render kicked in? Yeah, of course, maybe 20 to 25 FPS. But the gameplay stayed smooth the entire time while recording, while rendering all at once. That is what this CPU plus GPU and bigger chassis is truly for. Straight gaming, it'll do 4K completely if you drop settings to something sensible, depending on the game you're playing, obviously. Want max frames? Full HD Plus, and you're flying. This is the mode I personally use for gaming because I really love that high refresh rate. Want a middle ground? QHD looks better than Full HD Plus. You just cap at 240 Hz instead of 440. Like, I played a ton on this. Marvel Rivals looks gorgeous. Overwatch is absolutely flawless. It is optimized for everything at this point. And then something brand new and generally demanding like Pragmata crank it up, throw on a little DLSS super resolution, and it looks beautiful. It runs smooth. Look, the thing that I promised you at the very start, why should you skip the 290HX Plus? Well, I haven't tested it on this machine, so I can't speak for this specific machine, but I've tested it on others. I have 3 different laptops with it here, plus reviews on the internet that I've already hit. That chip kind of runs a little hot, you know? Like this laptop, the 275HX, sitting in the low 90s, totally fine. Like, don't get me wrong, I'd love to see sub 90, but I have zero worries here. The 290HX Plus, under sustained load, consistent gaming, consistent CPU and GPU workloads, you're looking at above 100 to 103. And that's kind of the whole story. That's why the cheaper chip beats it in Photoshop and Premiere. The expensive one runs hot and throttles itself right when you need it the most, at least on other laptops that I've tested. Now, look, if you're doing short, bursty stuff, sure, stick with the Intel Core Ultra 9 290HX Plus. It's a powerful chip. But if you're gaming consistently or grinding sustained creative work, stick with the 275HX. The chassis handles it beautifully, and you're actually getting more real-world performance for less money. For the spec nerds, GPU has no problem sitting near 175 watts, core clocks stay high, and the CPU can spike past 200 watts before settling into the 170s. And if you work with Unreal Engine, this laptop is meant for it. Now, I've got to show you the internals because they are absolutely insane. You have this huge vapor chamber at the top, 2 huge big fans, 2 smaller ones over here for a total of 4, swappable Wi-Fi card, Wi-Fi 7, and then underneath here, 4 slots for RAM. Right now there's 64 gigabytes inside of here, but you could have up to 192. You do have a 99 watt-hour battery, which is the legal limit to carry this laptop on a plane. But the coolest thing is how many drives you can stick in here. Right under here, you can put 3 NVMe SSD, all up to 2280s. And then over here is a 4th one, which gets really good read and write speeds. So here's the bottom line. The Lenovo Legion 9i is genuinely a beautiful monster of a laptop, but I have no problem recommending it. But let me tell you exactly who should buy it. If you're a gamer or a creator who wants a desktop replacement, you can still move around. This is one of the most complete 18-inch machines out there. Just go get it. Just get it with the Intel Core Ultra 9 275HX. If you're a 3D artist who needs that specialized display, that's the one niche where the 3D option earns its keep. And here's my actual money-saving tip. Because the 2026 model is pretty much identical to the late 2025 one, if you can find a 2025 unit cheaper, buy it. It's the same laptop overall. Either way, that wraps up my video on the Lenovo Legion 9i. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.